Live, this is 24-Hour News 8.
Restoring the Rapids, the multi-million-dollar project, would transform the Grand River in downtown Grand Rapids, and now it's getting major federal backing. Now, this is what the project would look like. Most of the dams would be removed. This just gives you an idea, replaced by rock islands and some small waterfalls. You can see these rock islands right here. Now, what we're looking at is right between Pearl Street and Fulton Street, but this entire river through downtown would look like this. This is just a chunk of it. Now, I want to turn things over to Brian Sterling, live along the banks of the Grand River with our team coverage tonight. Brian.
Well, thank you, Marley. Today's announcement is two-pronged in nature. Number one, not only has the government signed off on this idea about restoring the rapids to its natural state, but they'll actually help with this. 24-Hour News 8's Joe LaFurgey was at today's press conference. He joins me now live along the river. This is a $27.5 million plan. They're not talking about putting any money toward it, though, yet.
That was one of the unfortunate things. We talked to Mayor George Hartwell earlier today, and I asked him, okay, these guys are coming to town. Are they going to bring any money with them? Are they going to bring their paycheck? The answer, no. We found that out later today. Brian, I want to show you kind of what they're talking about here along the Grand River. I don't know if you can make it out through the camera, but you see there's a series of, I guess what you would call almost speed bumps along the river, all the way from the 4th Street Dam. Most people refer to that as the 6th Street Dam, all the way down to the S-curve. Those dams were built way back in the industrial era when across the river there, about all you had was lumber mills to power, obviously, the lumber industry, the furniture industry here, power the machinery and that sort of thing. Obviously, all those sort of things that have been abandoned, and now what you've got is these small little dams, essentially speed bumps in the river. You have all kinds of holes that would bring the water in to run that the mills and the machinery and that. They are looking at the river in a much different way these days. You used to turn the back on the river. You had all this industry along here. Now, look at it. You take a look at DeVos Place. You take a look at the hotels and that. That's what they want to cash in on, the river as almost an economic tool, just like DeVos Place and those sorts of things. What this does today is it brings all the federal and state agencies in that need to sign off on this sort of thing, the regulators, the folks that can tell you what to do with a waterway, which is obviously very important. You got to be very careful. Brings all those folks together in one big group. So in the end, they cross all the T's, they dot all the I's. At the end, when they need to try to figure out how to pay for this, they know they have a plan in place, and there's not going to be anything in the way. No regulators will come in and say, no, you can't do this.
Right.
That'll all be settled. That way, they can sell it to federal folks who can provide some grant money, to state folks who can provide some grant money, and to local partnerships. That is going to be very important. We're going to talk a little bit more about that at 6.
Yeah, and I know we have the mayor stopping by, too. We're going to ask him about that. They can't do it without the private money. Right. Joe LaFurgey, live.